Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
All right, so our first minute of work, you know what we're doing. We're just bouncing and shaking, but we're going to add a little bit of interestingness to our bounce and shake. So start by just finding your bounce and shake, but start to shake your hands a little bit extra, like you're trying to shake the water off of your fingers. And then we're going to take our arms, shake them up and out to the side, and then step your feet a little bit wider, but keep bouncing everything. And now we're going to shake it a little to the left and shake it a little to the right. So you're going to let your chest shimmy shake a little bit, let your arms shimmy shake, throw it over to one side, throw it over to the other, and then bring it back into that bounce. So we want everything bouncing, shaking, moving from one side, moving to the other side. Notice your breath. One more little shimmy shake from side to side, and then we're going to shake it up and down. So shake it up towards the sky, shake it down towards the ground, shake it up towards the sky, shake it down towards the ground. We got 15 seconds left. Shake everything you got. If all of that's feeling good, take it into a little jump and shake. Five seconds left. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Give everything one last little shake. All right, that's time. Now, next minute warm up. Admittedly, a little bit of a mean warm up, but we're going to go into some memory squats. So we're going to crisscross our arms, thumbs facing forward if you can. Grab your earlobes. And then once you've got your way there, feet about hip width distance apart. We use the breath for this one. So we inhale as we lower down. Exhale as we rise up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, rise up. We got 1 minute on the clock. Take it nice and slow since it is a warm-up minute, but we want that breath connection. Inhale, lower down. Exhale to rise up. Fifteen seconds left. All right, that's time. Release your grip from your lobes. Give your arms a little shake. Give everything a little wiggle. Now we're going to come down to the ground. So it is a repeater. So we're going to do 3 exercises, 3 sets, 3 different times, 3 slightly different ways. So for the first one, all you're going to want is your hand weights. We're going to do hip bridges, but we're going to do a slightly wide hip bridge. So come onto your back. Step your feet slightly wide towards the edges of your mat. Load your hand weights up on your hip points. Lift your butt, squeeze your glutes, lower back down. We got 1 minute on the clock. Nice and slow here. If you get here in that wide position of the legs, make your knees buckle in. We're going to pay attention to that knee space, actively engaging the inner thighs so the knees feel like they're staying nice and steady, nice and stable. And then if you like that extra breath work, you're going to exhale as you lift up and inhale as you lower down. Eight seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're going to take it into rolling star planks with a reverse tabletop in the middle. So start by just coming up, hands behind you, lift your butt up, and you're just going to allow your reverse table to kind of be whatever it's going to be each time you go. Safe in the shoulders, roll to one side, give it a star plank, lower it back down, come through center, reverse your table, only have to lift up as far as your shoulders like, roll to the other side, and give it a star plank. We've got 1 minute on the clock. For this one, go nice and slow. Just use this first minute of this round in particular to assess, especially on that reverse table. You only want to come up as high as your shoulders feel good with. And then when you come over to the side for that star plank, we want to make sure that the shoulder is nice and braced. The side ribs are lifting up so we keep the shoulder strong, side body strong. And then we're going to also watch our head posture. So we want our head to stay in line with the spine. So if it feels like it's dropping your ear towards the shoulder, keep it engaged, keep the ear away from the shoulder. You've got it. Nice job. 25 seconds left. All right, that's time. Now come back to center. We're going to take it right into our V-sit with our elbow taps. If you had your towel and you want to, you can tuck your towel up under your tailbone if you have a little tender tailbone or low back needs that little extra support. So find your V-sit, lean back, and then we're alternating. Elbow tap, elbow tap. We got 1 minute on the clock. We want to feel like our core is engaged the whole time. So we're going to reach that elbow back, a little bit of a twist in the spine, come all the way back through center, but just to the point where you feel your core muscles on. And then we're going to keep them on the whole time. You've got it. Nice job. Five seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're going to grab our looping resistance band. Take your band and we're going to put it, so you'll pick the place where it goes the best. I like, especially for that wider hip bridge position, I like my band underneath the knee joint, but sometimes they still get a little buckly there. So you're going to pick the place that feels just right to you. All right, so once you've got your band in place, come back down onto your back, keeping that wide position now. Now this is going to really activate those inner thigh muscles. So we want to keep the knees in that steady, strong position. We're going to leave the hand weights off for this round, and then we'll double down on the last round. Exhale as you lift your hips up. Inhale as you lower down. We got 1 minute on the clock. Take the work at your pace. Include the breath work, especially if you're working on that hip health or for your hip pain. So exhale as you lift and squeeze. Inhale as you lower down. 15 seconds left. All right, that's time. Now, if you like to, you're going to move the resistance band up around your thighs. If it gets a little persnickety, you always have the option to kick it off. We want to enjoy our workout, so we always want to make sure that we're doing the thing that feels good and doesn't annoy us too much. We're showing up for your workout is hard enough. All right, now we're going to take it back to those star planks. So we're rolling to one side, lifting up, come through center, reverse your table, lower it down, take it over to the other side and into your star plank. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Go nice and slow. And especially with that looping band on, we want to give it just that little extra time to find our way. Lift up and squeeze. Now notice as you come through that reverse table this time around, you might have a little bit more give in the shoulders, but we still want to make sure we're only going as high and as comfortable as feels safe. And of course, we're going to watch our head posture. Even as we go through those star planks, we want to keep our head and our neck nice and strong. So we're not letting the ear dip down towards the shoulder. Nice job. 10 seconds left. All right, that's time. Come back through center. Set your butt down. Keep that looping band on if you can. Adjust it as needed. So if it gets a little tangly, fix it up. And then lean back into your V-sit, back to those elbow taps, touching to one side, touching to the other. This time, if it feels good, you might choose to pick up the pace, but we still want to stay in good control. Tapping the elbow as you come through center, you're still staying in that point where your core muscles are kicked on. I like the exhale as we tap the elbow, inhale as I come through center, but you just make sure you're breathing comfortably here. Five seconds left. All right, that's time. Go ahead and move that looping band down back underneath the knee joint. So now we're going to double down. So we're going to add looping band and hand weights, but only if that feels good. So if your morning's already like, that's enough for me, you're going to leave all the extras off and you're just going to do the movement work. But if it feels good to add that extra bit of resistance, looping band underneath the knee joint, grab your hand weights, step your feet to the outer edges of your mat, load up your hand weights on your hip points. We want to keep the inner thighs and the knees active so that there's no dropping in or collapsing in. So we're keeping our sense of resistance against the band. Lift your hips up, lower with control. We got 1 minute on the clock. Do this work at your pace. If you're feeling like you want a little extra cardio, you can always pick up the pace here now that you're all warmed up. If you can, keep just a little glance of your knees in your peripheral vision. So we do want to make sure that the knees feel like they're active, not collapsing in. All right, that's time. Go ahead and come on up. Now we're taking it into the star planks. So we're going to move the looping resistance band back up around the thighs. If it gets pickly, just kick it off. We want to enjoy our work. But we're going to see if we can take our hand weights with us now. So in that reverse tabletop, that means you've got a little bit of a grip. If your hand weights don't have enough give room, then you might need to step your hands off. So hands on the hand weights, lift your hips up, come into that reverse table, roll it to one side. Find your star plank with the hand weight if you can. Come through center. Now, if your hand weights give you trouble, navigate the way that you're moving so that it feels safe and comfortable to your wrists and your knuckles, but start to find your way through. You'll find the work that makes the most sense to you as far as your hand weights go. You don't have to take them with you if you don't want to, but we're still going to watch that head posture. So as we come into those star planks, we want to make sure that our head isn't dropping towards our shoulder. Nice job. Five seconds left. All right, that's time. Come back through center. Now, if you can, you're going to leave that band around your thighs. You're going to grab your hand weights now. And now we're going to add all of that load. So you're going to load up at the front of the body, keep the resistance on the bottom half of the body, sit back into that V-sit. This is our last minute of this work. And then we'll switch to our new set of 3. So lean back, elbow tap, come up just to the point where you still feel like your core is working, and then take it to the other side. All right, that's time. Go ahead and set your weights off to the side. We're going to kick that looping band out from around our legs. Move all your gear. Now we're coming around. We're going to switch up our work. So next up, it's going to be a negative push-up to a knee down to come up. So negative means that we resist slowly in the reverse. So we're going to lower nice and slow in our push-up. Then we're going to put the knees down and come back up. So first minute of work, find your tall plank position. Elbows go nice and wide. Lower all the way down. Bring your knees down. Push your way up. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Go nice and slow, especially on the lower down. So the negative is where we find that work. Tall plank. Lower into that push-up position just to the end of your work. Bring your knees down. Push your way back up. Come back up to the tall plank. Lower slow. Knees touch down, push your way back up. You got it. Nice job. We want to keep our belly firm the whole time if we can. Watch your head posture. So you want your head moving with your spine, but your head's not moving first. Ten seconds left. All right, that's time. Now, this next one is going to be 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other. We're going for a knee down lunge. We're going to do a hip hinge. So grab your hand weights for this one. We'll probably want our hand weights each time around for this particular one. Get yourself into that knee down lunge, nice and wide. We're going to hip hinge, touch the ground, overhead press. If you want a little add-on in that overhead press, you're going to curl the back toes under, give a little back knee lift, touch the knee down, and then back to work. Hip hinge, touch the ground, come back up, lift the back knee, touch it down. We got 30 seconds on this side. Go nice and slow. I'd rather you do good controlled work and maybe you only get like 5 reps in, but it's all in good control. When we do that back knee lift, it's working those quadricep muscles, but it doesn't have to be super high. We just want to feel the knee come up and then gently touch it back down. You got 5 seconds left on this side. All right, when you're ready, take your time. We'll switch our legs. Step your other foot forward. Find your lunging position. Adjust if you need to cushion your knees or any of that kind of stuff. And then once you found your way there, hip hinge, we touch the ground, overhead press. Maybe you add on that knee lift in the back, gently touch it down, and then back to work. We got 30 seconds. Take the work at your pace. I like slow and steady, especially if you're building up strength in that back leg. So go at the pace that you're in the most control of. Ten seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're going to come all the way down into a prone position. It's going to be hands to the forehead, back extensions. So come all the way down. Now, if you have tender hip points, take your towel, put it across your mat so your hip points are protected. Once you found your way there, we're going to try to keep our toes on the ground, hands to the forehead. Keep your hands connected to your forehead. Lift up, lower it down. We got 1 minute on the clock. Take the work at your pace. Twenty seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're coming back to our negative push-up. But if you want this time, you can take your looping band and you're going to put it up around your upper arms, up around the bicep arms. So once you've got it there, and it gets a little wrinkly sometimes, but once you've got it there, then you'll find your negative push-up. So you'll lower nice and slow, knees down, push your way back up. If the looping band gets a little bit tangled and you're like, that's not for me, I don't like it, kick it off. It's only an add-on if you like it. All right, so find your plank, tall push-up position, lower as slow as you can. Come to that bottom edge, bring your knees down, push your way back up. We got 1 minute on the clock. Go nice and slow on the way down. Nice job, you're already halfway there. All right, time. When you're ready, come up to that knee down lunge position, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, grab your hand weights. We take it into that hip hinge, touch the ground, come up, overhead press, pick up the back knee. That's optional. Lower it down with control. We got 30 seconds on this side. Do the work at your pace. I'd rather you give me 3 good controlled versus 20 that are all over the place. All right, when you're ready, switch your lunge position, take your time, readjust your cushioning as needed. And then once you've got your lunge position, same thing here. We hip hinge, touch the ground, overhead press, back knee lift is optional. We've got 30 seconds on the clock. Take the work at your pace. Do the work that makes the most sense to you, that you're in good control of. Woohoo! And time. Okay, we're coming back down onto our belly. Back to those Supermans with our hands touching the head, or back extensions with our fingertips touching the forehead. Keeping your toes on the ground, fingertips to the forehead, lift up, lower it down. We're not going for crazy amounts of height. We're going for good amount of control. So as we lift up, and lower down. We keep our hands connected. We use the muscles in the back of the body. Ten seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're back to our last round of those negative push-ups. So hands down on the ground, push your way up to that tall plank position. Lower as slow as you can. Knees touch down, push your way up, lift the knees, and then back to that negative. Lower nice and slow. Knees touch down, push your way up. You've got it. Nice job. Fifteen seconds left. All right, that's time. Now we're coming back up to that lunging position. So cushion your knees, step 1 foot forward, grab your hand weights. Last round of this. Hip hinge, touch the ground, overhead press. Back knee pickup is optional. Set it down, back to work. We got 30 seconds on this side. Nice, slow, steady, controlled work. All right, when you're ready, we're switching to the other side. So readjust your lunging position, take your time, get your cushion in place, and then once you've got your way there, reload up. Hip hinge, touch the ground, overhead press, back knee lift is optional. Set it down with control. We got 30 seconds. This is our last round here. All right, that's time. Set your weights off to the side. Last of those back extensions. So come down onto your belly, cushion your hip points if you need to. Take your time. This is our last minute of work until we get to foam roller. Okay, so toenails on the ground, hands to the forehead. Lift up, lower with control. 20 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. All right, we're going to push our way all the way back to a little child's pose. So pick yourself up through table, Walk your legs a little closer to each other. Bring your butt back to your heels. This is just to kind of stretch through the back a little bit. To find a little bit of a round shape and then soften your head down. Take 3 nice deep breaths. On your next inhale, bring yourself up to tabletop position. We're going to slide the right leg back, toes curled under, and then push back into your heel just a little bit. Stretch your calf, stretch your Achilles tendon. All right, bring that foot in, switch it to the other side. Left leg back, toes curled under, push back into your heel. Awesome. Slide that foot in, and we're going to take it into our puppy pose or heart melting pose. So keep your hips in line with your knees. Walk your hands forward, arms as wide as your shoulders appreciate, and then let your chest soften down, let your forehead soften down. Take 3 nice big breaths. Nice. When you're ready, walk your hands back in. Now we're going to lift up like we're coming through a down dog, but just as you lift your butt up, walk your hands toward your feet and your feet toward your hands. You come into a little bit of a dangly fold. And then once you've got that dangly fold, bend your knees more than you think you need to. Let your head drop down nice and heavy. Take 3 nice big breaths. All right, now we're going to walk up the legs. So take your time, walk your hands up your shins, up your thighs, come all the way up to a standing position. And then once you found your way up, we're going to lift our arms up, grab one wrist, lift, and then tip over. Lift up, switch your grip, grab the other wrist, lift, and then tip over. Lift up through center. We're going to take it into a little standing twist. So you're going to wrap your hands around, get a little bit of a handhold, look over your back shoulder, take a nice big breath. Unwind your twist and then take it over to the other side. Wrap your hands around, look over your back shoulder. Unwind your twisted position and then just take those arms and throw them in and out just a little bit. Now, if you're sticking around for foam roller, you do want to keep your hand weights, so have them handy and available. Your foam roller, we're going to start in long spine position, but like I said, we want our hand weights available because we're going to do a little bit of work for the upper body, and then we'll do a little bit of loveliness. So set your foam roller down long ways. We're going to go 1 hand weight or 2. It's just going to be where is your strength at. So I'll say if you're unsure, start with 1, holding it in a wide position. We're going to go long spine. So tailbone on one end, head supported on the other. Give it a moment just to find your way there. So do that little scooch around, make sure that your spine is on the roller, your tailbone's on, your head is on. And then we want that hand weight. But like I said, if you're unsure of the strength in your shoulder, chest, and upper body, start with 1, holding it sideways. We're going to lift it up above our head. You're going to only go as far back as your shoulders feel comfortable. I can touch the ground comfortably. That works okay for me. And then we're going to pull it over and touch the front of the thighs. So we're going to take about 8 reps here. Lifting up and over, bringing it back down, lift it up and over, bring it back down. Now we've done about 3. If this feels good and you think you can add a little extra weight, grab your second hand weight, butt them together. We still want that slightly close position. And then you're going to go up and down. So go with the depth of weight here that makes sense to your body. We got 4 more to go. Last one. All right, now we're going to take it into chest press. Now, if you're more concerned with working on your core strength, you're going to go off load. So one hand loaded, one hand empty, and then we'll switch. If you're more concerned about building up strength in your chest and upper body, grab both hand weights. You'll still get core work. It's just slightly different. So do the work here that you feel will be most beneficial to you. Either load up double, that's to work the upper body and the chest, or work a single, offload, and we'll switch, and that'll work your core just a little bit more. Take a moment to find which you think will be best, and then make sure you're stable on your roller. Press your weights up towards the ceiling, lower them back down with control. If you're working with that offload, if you're just working one single weight, we want both hands to move up and down at the same even and equal pace. Okay, we're going to go for 2 more. And then if you did the offload, switch your weight over to the other hand, and then we're going to go right back to work. If you went for the double load, stick right with what you're doing, and then right back to work. Pressing up, lowering down, keeping a sense of firmness in your abdomen so we're not wobbling all over the place on the roller. We got 2 more to go. All right, now we're going to move it into chest flies. So you can either go empty-handed, especially if you're getting a little fatigued at this point, or go light weights. But we're going to now flip our grip so palms are facing in towards each other. Stabilize using your legs, pressing gently down into your feet. Open your arms up, but keep the elbows slightly bent so we keep a nice open arm hug, and then pull it back in with control. We're going for 8 here. Two more to go. Last one. All right, now set your weights off to the side. We're going to do a little bit of work here, and then we're going to roll to one side, but we'll want to use one single hand weight again. So once you've set your hand weights down, just stretch your arms up and overhead. Take a nice big yawning stretch through the upper body. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. And then we're going to take these into arm circles. So you're just going to do some nice, generous, soft arm circles, just letting the shoulder move in the shoulder girdle, as much range of motion as you can find. All right, and then when you're ready, reverse and go the other way. Nice. One more circle around. And then hands are going to be up towards the ceiling, and we're just going to do a couple of scapular shoulder rolls. So you're going to roll your shoulders around, down, and back. And then when you're ready, reverse directions, go the other way. All right, one more circle around. And then we're going to slowly roll off to one side. So you're going to take your time as you come off the roller, and then we're going to reposition the roller. So we're going to take the roller so that it's down underneath one knee. So we're going to come into a little bit of a bent knee, like we're going for a thoracic twist position. And then we're going to lay on our side. This is where we're going to want one hand weight. You'll make little wiggles and adjustments as you go along. The bottom hand is going to anchor against the knee that's on the roller, and then the upper hand, and you guys can thank Audra for this one, because we're always looking for stuff to work in the thoracic spine, and she brought this one to strength training yesterday. And I was like, I love it. We're doing it again. All right, so hand up towards the sky, but then you're going to do a little bit of a twist, and that elbow is going to try to find the floor. It does not matter if the elbow touches the floor. We're just trying to reach it towards the floor to create a little twist in the thoracic spine, and then press it back up towards the ceiling. Lower it down. Elbow tries to find the ground. Don't worry if it can't. and then press it back up towards the sky. And you almost, as you press up towards the sky, you want to imagine that your knuckles are trying to punch up towards the ceiling so that the whole shoulder feels like it's anchoring upward. Pull the elbow down, a little bit of a twist, punch the ceiling. Go for 3 or 4 more, just depending on the pace that you're going with. And then once you've done that last one, you're going to set your weight off to the side. And now we're going to open up into a twist. You're going to keep your knee anchored on the roller, open your hand up into a twist, look towards that back hand, take 3 nice deep breaths. All right, now once you've done that last breath, you're gonna unwind that twisted position, and then you're just gonna do little micro rolls. So we're gonna think about just rolling that muscle that runs right along the inside of the knee. So it doesn't need to be a lot. It doesn't need to be extreme, just a little bit of a gentle roll in and out. We're not even shooting for the inner thigh. We're just trying to stick with that muscle that runs right along the inside of the knee. Awesome. One more roll in and out. Now I'm going to flip myself around so I'm facing out to you, but you'll flip yourself around in a way that makes the most sense. But we're going to take it into that thoracic twist and arm bar or chest press, whatever you like to call it. So we're going to flip it over to the other side. We're going to hop that knee up over the roller. We do want that single hand weight. The bottom hand is going to anchor the leg on the roller, and then grab your hand weight, press it up towards the ceiling. We twist, we reach the elbow towards the ground behind us, and then we punch the knuckles up towards the ceiling. So twist, elbow reaches for the ground. It doesn't matter if it can touch, and then punch your knuckles up. Twist and touch down, punch the knuckles up. We got 2 more to go. And then once you've done that last one, then we release our hand weight to the ground so that we can open up into a twist. So we keep our hand anchored on the leg that's on the roller, open your hand up, find your twisted position, and then take 3 nice deep breaths. Awesome. And then when you're ready, unwind your twisted position, and then you're going to come around just enough so that you can rock a little forward and back. So we're just focusing on the muscle that runs right along the inside of the knee. So it doesn't need to be extreme, just a little bit of a rock forward, a little bit of a rock back. Nice. One more rock forward and back. And then when you're ready, we're going to spin it around. So we're doing our foam roller walk underneath our calves. So take your time as you come on up and around, and then take your roller, spin it around, check your legs up and over the roller. And then once you've got your legs on, then we're just going to lean back a little bit, get as comfortable as you can through the upper body, walk the roller down towards your ankles or your Achilles tendons, and then walk it back up right up to the top of your calves towards the knees. And then go nice and slow. Walk it up, walk it down, take your time. Go for one more walk up and down, and then we're going to go down towards the Achilles tendon. So take your time, walk it up, and then once you've walked up, walk it down again, nice and slow. And then once you're on those Achilles tendons, we're going to do a little leg stack. So you're going to stack one leg over the other, and you're going to do that little bit of a lean in and press. You're going to press the heel down, push it forward, and then lift it up just a little bit. And when I say lift it up, I mean bring the knee a little bit closer to your body. So we press down, press forward, and then lift off the pressure as we bring the knee in. All right, go for one more push forward. And now this time, rather than being on the Achilles tendon, we're gonna be at that high point where we land on the push. Keep your legs stacked if you can, and then you're just gonna twirl the bottom foot. So you're gonna circle in one direction, circle the other way, keep your legs stacked, let the foot twirl come to stillness, and now you're gonna rock the bottom leg from side to side. So the knee, the thigh is all moving with. So you're turning from side to side. Now, if the leg stacked offers a little too much sensation, you always have the option to unstack, but rock it from side to side, no matter which way you're going, stacked or unstacked. We still want that little bit of pressure. Nice. One more little rock from side to side, and then we're going to switch that work over to the other leg. So Achilles tendon on, stack your leg. We do that push down and forward, and then we lighten up the pressure as we pull the knee forward towards your heart. Push down, push the heel forward, lighten up as you come in. All right, one more push down and through, and then we're going to come to that high point. So rather than on the Achilles tendon, we're on that high point where we were. You can keep the leg stacked only if it feels good. Circle your bottom foot, circle it in one direction. Circle it the other way. All right, let the circling come to stillness, and now we're rocking the leg from side to side. Now, foot stacked is going to be totally up to you because one side might feel totally different from the other, so you're only going to allow it to be as much pressure as feels right. Lovely. One more little rock from side to side, and then unstack your legs, and then just come back to that walk for a moment. Walk it up, walk it down, just go nice and gentle. Go for one more walk up and down, and then we're going to come up to the high point of the calf muscle. So we're going to be a little bit close to the knee joint. So walk it on up, walk it on up, walk it on up, find that spot. And then once you're there, just a little bit of a gentle rock from side to side. So no stack, just both knees swiveling from side to side. Nice. One more swivel from side to side, and then we're going to move the roller up underneath the bend of our knees. And then once we've got it underneath the bend of our knees, we're going to take our thumbs or fingers. So you're going to find whatever handhold is going to work good for you. So either thumbs or fingers, and we're going to find like the middle point of your calf muscle, and you're just going to press into it. So you're going to be in a slightly folded position. You're going to press with your fingers, thumbs or fingers, just whatever handhold works good for you. And then hold that gentle pressure. So we're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the pressure that you're putting on the back of the calf muscle, and then take your hands and just do hand manipulation. So you're going to grab the muscles on the front of the shin bones, and you're going to twist them to one side, twist them to the other side. So you're going to twist up and down towards your ankles, and then twist and turn back up towards your knees. All right, one more twist up and down. And then the next time you come up towards the knee, then you're going to put your hands on your knees, and you're just going to do that little smush around. So really it feels like you're smushing around the top of the knees, but we're letting the little push into those lymph nodes that are up against the roller. So smush your knees around just a little bit. And then once you feel like you've smushed them just enough, pick up your knees, lift that roller up and underneath your thighs. We're going to pick up the butt and do about 3 nice gentle rolls against the backs of the hamstrings. So roll up and down just a little bit. And then once you've done about 3 good generous rolls up and down, now we're going to pop our butt up onto the roller like a little seat. So pop your butt up and over. And then once you're there, we're coming right into that big roll across. So we're going to roll from one side of the glutes all the way over to the other side. All right, now the next time you come over to the right, stay there and give a nice generous roll up and down. Awesome. One more generous roll up and down, and then we're going to take it up over and across to the other side. So roll on across to the left side, and then a nice generous roll up and down. Beautiful. One more roll up and down, and then come back through center, and then just get your roller. So sit your butt down on front of the roller, and then we're going to roll off to one side. So we're going to get onto that low back side body, and then do some nice gentle rolls up and down. Keeping in mind that that low back side body doesn't have big bony structure to protect. So we want to keep the shoulder a little bit strong and don't put too much body weight. All right, now you're going to get onto that lowest point and then see if you can just let your butt keep the lowest point pressure on the roller, lower your butt towards the ground, stay there, and then you're just going to flap the knee that's closest to the side that you're working on, flap your knee a little bit in and out. One more little flap in and out, and then roll all the way onto the side so that the whole roller is kind of squishing into the side body, and then take a big breath into the bottom of your rib cage. Nice. And then we're going to roll that over and across to the other side. Of course, I'm flipping out so I can make sure that I can see the camera just in case. All right, so roll over onto the other side, and then once you're there, we're going to pick it up and roll up and down. But since we're on that soft tissue with no bony support, we're going to make sure the shoulder feels strong. Use your legs to help support. One more roll up and down, and then hit that bottom point. Keep on that bottom point, but let your bum drop down towards the ground, and then flap the bottom knee up and down just a little bit. One more flap up and down, and then lean into the side a little bit more. So we're getting the whole side body onto the roller, and then breathe down into the bottom of your rib cage. All right, and then when you're ready, lift up and off, and now we're going to get into that upper back body. So take your foam roller, put it right about that bra line, shoulder blade area. Once you've got your way there, hands behind the head to support the head and the neck, lift your butt up, and then we're going to do little micro rolls. So go 1 or 2 inches at the bottom point, and then we're going to add an inch. So now we're going to go for about 2 or 3 inches. All right, now we're going to add an inch. So we're going to go for about 4 inches of work. Okay, now we're going to go for as much range of motion as we can. So finding that low point at the rib cage or the bra line, and then all the way up to the tops of the shoulders, but go nice and slow. Okay, now the next time you come back down to that bra line area, set your butt down, and then we're going to lean over the back of the roller. Exhale as you do a little crunch to come up. Inhale, lean over the back of the roller. Exhale, crunch to come up. Inhale, lean over. Exhale, crunch to come up. Push into your feet, lift your butt up. We're rolling all the way up towards the tops of the shoulders. Once you're up towards the tops of the shoulders, set your butt down. And now it's going to be a less range of motion. Lean over the roller. Exhale, a little crunch to come up. Inhale, lean over the roller. Exhale, crunch to come up. Inhale, lean over the roller. Exhale, crunch to come up, and then elbows are going to find the ground or hands are going to find the ground. Push your way all the way up. And now we're going to take our roller, bring it out in front of us, a tall setting, and we're going to find our way up to a standing position. So take your time as you come on up. And then once you come up, we're taking it right to a down dog. So hands on the roller. We're walking it back to that V shape. Stretch out nice and long. Let your chest drop down. Push your butt way back. And then if it feels good, you're going to wag your tail a little bit. One more wag of the tail. And then walk yourself forward, thumbs on the roller. Press down into your thumbs. And then release. Index fingers on the roller. Press down into the index fingers. And release. Middle fingers on, press down. And release. Ring fingers on, press down. And release. Pinky fingers on, press down. And release. And now flip your roller over so that it's down on the ground. 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Do a nice soft roll to the bottom of your foot. All right, soft roll might feel where it's at, but if it feels good to add that little bit of a body weight, then you're going to lean forward and slow the roll down. Okay, so now rather than middle of the foot, you're going to find middle heel. So you're going to not be on the heel specifically, but not the middle of the foot. So kind of that space right where the heel and the middle of your foot land. Lean into that space and then do that bug squish. Squish a little bit from side to side. Awesome. One more squish from side to side and then lift on up and off. Step the other foot on. Start with the soft roll. Just go nice and gentle. One more soft roll, but soft roll might be where it's at. But if it feels good to add that little bit of body weight, then lean into it, but slow it down. All right, now find that point. Not quite the heel, but not quite the instep. So find that space where the heel and the instep meet and then lean into it and pivot from side to side. Beautiful. One more pivot from side to side and then lift on off. Both feet on the ground. Take a second to give everything a little bounce, a wiggle, and a shake. And then take a nice big breath up and overhead. Exhale, bend your knees more than you think you need to. Fold down towards your roller. Take a moment here. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Just notice the backs of your legs. Notice the back of your body. Lift the arches of your feet, lift up from your abdomen, pull your way up into a nice roll, roll your way up nice and slow and controlled. And then as you come up, give everything a little wriggle and a shake, bounce out your shoulders, shake out your arms, shake out your legs. You guys are amazing. Sorry for that moment of brief interruption.